To my mind, this is the best poem in the whole sequence. And in many ways, it's the least original of all of them because it's a loose translation or loosely based on a poem by Verlaine, and also a poem by Verlaine which Joyce had met through Arthur Symonds's translation of Verlaine and also through his French symbolist poetry work. It's a poem that initially Joyce sent to his friend J.F. Byrne from Paris, where he had had his first period of exile in 1902, the point at which he had left Dublin and the point at which this love affair, if this love affair was an actual love affair, had come to an end, or indeed the point at which he had decided that he might move on to another kind of writing, the writing of fiction as opposed to the writing of poetry. In a way, it's a kind of farewell to music, because of course whenever there is music in it, the music is not nice music, it's not good music. It's the noise of waters, it's the seabird, it's the grey winds, the cold winds blowing, the noise of waters again. All day, all night I hear them flowing to and fro. The to and fro, which is the movement of rhythm or of meter itself in poetry. The to and fro, which is merely a tidal movement. The movement of the tide is not the move of culture or art at all. The movement of the tide is the movement of nature. The whole thing is suspended in that kind of dissolved quality which we'd seen in a number of the other poems, but satisfactorily resolved into it. It's a kind of subjectivity here, a subjectivity which has traded in something for its new state which we know, if we're going to read this autobiographically, to be Joyce's own state as an exile, as somebody who chose to emigrate and chose not to live in the place in which he had set these poems, or indeed the place in which he set all of his fiction, that is Ireland. This has left this poem. It has gone. Stephen Dedalus doesn't go. When we meet Stephen Dedalus again in Ulysses, he has simply returned. Ulysses begins by the sea. So many of Joyce's stories are stuck in these kind of seaside points. The point of leaving, the point of disappearing off to somewhere else. This is kind of stuck. It has yet to leave, but we know that it is written back from somebody who had left. Those strange liminal places, which had been the liminal places of Yeats's The Wind Among the Reeds, as much as they have been the liminal places of so much of Joyce's own fiction, are here worked through in this tiny little, wonderful little, highly derivative, but wonderfully original poem.